I came to Cayman in 1993 and have now been here 15 odd years.
I joined the firm in 2004 as an associate. I became a member of the funds team.
I was awarded a scholarship in 1999 from what was Hunter & Hunter, now Appleby. So I went through university, law school, returned and started my articles in 2004.
I have been in Cayman for, it goes quite quickly, but nearly on 7 years now. Initially, when we first came to Cayman, I wasn't even actually sure where it was.
In terms of adjusting, it's certainly very different here in Cayman.
I think the key is to start building a relationship with the firm as soon as possible.
I think with the scholarship, I worked every summer while I was in university and law school, so I started to get a bit of a taste of the firm then. I usually found myself in litigation where there was, I think, a lot more use for students just in terms of photocopying and scanning and running to the courts. You're not too useful in terms of legal knowledge at that stage.
We look to hire people who bring the best talents that our clients require and need in the servicing of their legal needs. We also look for people who have a commercial outlook in life. Because it's not all just about giving legal advice to clients.
Once I started my articles and went through all the departments, what I remember most is just the kind of various tasks you would find yourself doing and the variety of work. You just found yourself involved in everything. There was litigation that had been going on for 20 years. There's personal injury where you've got a very direct contact with clients, and then you've got your corporate transactions, which just seem like something very foreign when you're that age.
I find the partners to be very keen to help me realize the goals that I've set for myself. I think that they appreciate that I'm willing to work hard, and they've done everything that they can to assist me in getting to where I want to be and to advancing in the legal profession.
Appleby traces its origins back to the merger of the Cayman Islands law firm of Hunter & Hunter with the then Bermuda law firm of Appleby, Sperling and Kemp. That merger took place in 2004. Since then, we haven't looked back. We've merged with two other major law firms in Jersey and in the Isle of Man to form the group as it presently stands today of about 800 lawyers and professionals. And within the group we have both our law firm operations and our fiduciary service company operations.
The staff at Appleby obviously are our most important asset. It's extremely important to us that they feel fulfilled as a professional in what they're doing. So we, because we are a global firm, we ensure that the quality of work is such that people enjoy working with Appleby. It's very important for the partnership as well that the culture and the ethos is such that people want to come to work and they enjoy it. So we actively strive to ensure that the attitude and what it's like in the office is something that people are relaxed with, where they can function properly. And then, of course, socially, we take an active interest in making sure that our staff, including their family, are happy and that they're enjoying their time on the island.
I had worked with different law firms on the island, so coming to Appleby was certainly a very welcome change for me. I immediately enjoyed the atmosphere, the friendliness of the partners. They were all very approachable. I quickly became a solid member of the team, to which I was very proud to become. In 2008, I was fortunate enough to become a salaried partner. And suddenly to be one of them was very much of an honor. We have a very open door policy. We value our staff. This is a place where you can always, if you need supervision, if you need help, there's always a partner whose door is open to help you. And that's something that I really valued when I was coming up the ranks, and it's something that I instill with my staff now and that I continue to do.
As with many of the associates, the partners are very experienced in their respective practice areas, and a lot of the ones that I've worked with have proven that they're very keen to share their knowledge and expertise.
The partners are all pretty young, and certainly very, very approachable. And it's very much the case that you all pitch in together, get stuck in together, and that's how you learn.
Well, Appleby has grown in Cayman since its original roots back in 1945 in a kitchen in Bodden Town when the firm first started with our founder, to where it is today. We have today 165 staff in Cayman. We're very committed to the jurisdiction. We see Cayman as one of the growth centres in the offshore world. And as part of that growth, we are currently embarked in a project to construct a tower next to our existing building to increase our floor space by about 35,000 square feet, because despite the recession, the office continues to grow.
There's a number of opportunities when people join Appleby which they can look at. In terms of the lawyers, we have a dedicated program recognizing performance and merit. We have sort of weekly training programs for them as well. And we just try and ensure that people progress up the ranks as they expect. Sometimes there is a bit of a, people think, oh, I'm going offshore and I'm sort of going to be stuck in doing one job, and there's not much room for progression. In a global firm as Appleby, that's not the case. You know, we are large and big enough for people to take a real career progress, and you know, once people join, we can safely guide them through the ranks through a number of years.
Many of our recruits range in junior associates, senior associates. We even have lateral hires from other law firms. And everyone's experience is a little bit different. I would say at some point in our lives, we all kind of aspire to be a partner. Whether it happens, whether it doesn't, you know, life leads us on different tracks. But one thing I can say is that with Appleby, with our global offices, we have offices in Bermuda, BVI, Cayman. There's a lot of opportunities to become a partner, maybe not in the Cayman office, but in other offices.
The learning curve is pretty steep once you qualify. I think the first 3 years is just such a rapid progression in your knowledge. You're given continued guidance. You know, you sit with a partner for the first 2 years while you're qualified, but you start to build your own practice, and it's just in that first 3 years that it really kicks off, and it's just amazing how quickly you move from being a trainee to a lawyer.
Appleby believes that it's all about hiring the right people in the right places to service our clients' needs, and indeed that the right people, the right places is part of the firm's branding tagline. We look for talent, we look for people interested in working and living in an offshore environment. Living in the Cayman Islands is very different from living in a major city such as London, from where I practiced law for 10 years before coming here to Cayman. I find Cayman an exciting and vibrant and interesting place to work. I find the work that I do here in Cayman is very similar to the work I was doing back in London many years ago.
Appleby is the largest global offshore firm, so in terms of promotion, we like to think we are extremely well placed to offer people who join Appleby a real path to progression. People are able to move up in the ranks. We have various defined terms or defined paths, shall I say, of where people can go once they join, and that's from whether someone joins in the IT department, or whether a professional lawyer joins, or whether we have an assistant join, or in our trust department. We make sure, because of our size and depth, that you can move up in the ranks and continue to be satisfied with your work.
Beneficial.